Those on the left have been ditching Twitter, and they've been ditching it for a new app called Blue Sky Social. That's the app that they're all on. It's literally, it looks like Twitter, but it's for those who are woke, and it's not really welcoming to those who are biology believers or anything that makes sense. They'll actually ban you instantly if you deny their transgender ideology and all this other nonsense. But something has been circulating on X in regards to Blue Sky that caught my attention. So many people have been accusing Blue Sky of being a safe haven for pedophilia. And I've wondered myself. So I've, gone through some of their terms and conditions and read through a lot of it, and it is deeply concerning. Take a look at this. So to join Blue Sky, you just have to be 13 years of age, and then they completely dismiss any type of responsibility they might have in case there is a pedophile out there. So ultimately, what they're saying is that the parents are responsible, the legal guardian is responsible, must read these terms on your behalf. You're responsible for your child's activities on the service. Okay. So they're literally just saying 13-year-olds can join, and your parents are the ones who are responsible for what goes on here, nobody else. So they're trying to waive their responsibilities. Now, it's interesting given the fact that if you go on Blue Sky, there's a lot of emojis floating around, and it's very, very suspicious. Now, Blue Sky says that they've been overwhelmed with a lot of complaints, and I think this is also interesting. They this comes from the quartering, actually. Let's pull this one up. So they have been overwhelmed with so many complaints in regards to images, adult images, and potentially child pornography images, that they really just don't know what to do at this point. Blue Sky has grown over 3 million people in the last week. They're very welcoming of this. They say that we've received a wave of growing concerns in regards to all of this, and they really just are admitting that they can't keep up with all the complaints. So here's the fact, right? There are pedophiles on Blue Sky. Now, we don't know what Blue Sky is doing to combat all of this. I've actually reached out to Blue Sky directly, and I gave them several days to respond to me. I just want to know what the protocols were if they do come across a user who is trying to solicit sex from a minor on their platform. But they didn't get back to me. And then I also asked them in regards to possibly having an 18-year of age limit. They didn't get back to me on that either. So, Blue Sky is extremely suspicious given the fact that we do know that there are suspected pedophiles on the platform utilizing the platform. And the app is literally just waiving all of its responsibility for whatever happens on its platform. Joining me now to discuss the man who's well aware of this issue, Alex Rosen from Predator Poacher joins us now. Alex, I want to thank you for coming on today because you've caught at least, I think, 5 you're up to now of suspected pedophiles on Blue Sky. So there definitely is a pattern here. What are you noticing with the guys that you're meeting up on these platforms? And what's the deal with the emojis? Because the emojis are extremely suspicious as well.
Right. So on Blue Sky now, and we've seen this before in other apps, but it's just been super prevalent on Blue Sky because, even before Blue Sky gained popularity after a certain election result, it was a haven for pedophiles. Like when I first got on there decoying, it was after the election. I was kind of late to it too. But I saw multiple comments of people saying, "Oh man, it's over for us," because this is where the pedos were congregating to for what seemed to be a very long time before we even knew it was a pedo platform. And the thing with Blue Sky is, a lot of them, it seems like a lot of the more hardcore pedos into child pornography go on there because it's a pretty discreet app. Like, you can just put you can do it on any app, I guess, but you can put any profile you want. And a lot of them don't do a lot of talking on Blue Sky. They just advertise that they're a pedo using like the map symbol. Like they take an emoji of a map and just put it on their bio, and it's for other people to know exactly what they mean. And then they kind of exchange some pleasantries, just go onto a more encrypted app, and then they start trading child pornography on there. So we've caught 5 people on Blue Sky, and it's been so easy. I mean, we've found people just off posts of, they would post like a meme or something that says, for example, here's one. We got a guy, Nathaniel Hernandez, arrested in Midland, Texas last month, and he retweeted a meme that said, "How I am when my family brings up pedophilia," and just him blending in, and how I am when without my family around. It shows like him being a pedophile, and he retweeted that meme, and we found so many pedos liking that picture, and just we followed all of them, and so many of them were DMing us on the hook. So since we got Nathaniel Hernandez arrested in Midland, Texas for child pornography in Midland, By the way, which he said he had videos of babies, toddlers, admitted to molesting his own cousin. He's still in Midland County Jail, as far as I know. We've caught 4 more pedos off Bluesky, 2 of them being sex offenders. Sex offenders congregate on there all the time. We caught a guy from Mascoutah, Illinois, Patrick Judge. He traveled all the way to Benton, Illinois, met up with me thinking I was a father of an 11-year-old kid, and Valentina Gomez thinking that he was my wife. And he admitted on our hidden camera that he had tons of child pornography and wanted to have sex with our 11-year-old daughter. And he got arrested as well. So it's very easy to get these pedos hitting you up, and they all congregate there. And they use the hashtags like hashtag MAP, hashtag AAM, adult attracted minor, and I've never seen such a more obvious ring of pedos on any app. Bluesky's the number one. I mean, for seeing like this, what seems to be this pedo ring, just all coming together. So
Yeah, and that's what's so disturbing about all of this, I have to say, because it's becoming a safe haven, and the platform is well aware because I've flagged it now for them, and they have not responded. But the fact that this is happening, Alex, and you've been exposing it for literally weeks now, and still they're not really doing much in regards to all of this is disappointing, but it also should be criminal. I wanted to play a clip because you actually spoke to a suspected pedophile, and they outlined what they've been finding on Blue Sky. They even referred to it as the Wild West. Take a listen.
Has Bluesky kind of took a turn for something you weren't expecting it to at all, or did it kind of?
Yeah.
Okay. What type of turn was that on Bluesky? Like, what kind of happened?
It's like, I don't know, it's like Twitter was back in the day. It's like the Wild West. All kinds of, you come across people shitting on each other, pissing on each other, fisting each other.
So is he over exaggerating? Is this really the content that you're seeing posted on Blue Sky?
So the content itself, they've cleaned up on what's being posted on there physically, and in the DMs you cannot send any photos, but I think that's just a feature they're going to add. It's still kind of a new app. But as for pedos congregating and communicating with each other, it's still very much alive. I mean, when you come across some profile with 20 followers and no posts, and then you see that like 10 of your mutuals are following that profile, that's an indicator they're all trading child pornography with each other. So yeah, it's very easy to just kind of signify that you're a pedo on Blue Sky and get people filling up your DMs. I mean, just from our fake accounts that we've made, I mean, our DMs, without us even like really putting too much out there, just filled, I mean, endlessly. I mean, we made an account the other day on there, and within an hour, there was 20 people messaging us, all interested in children.
It's hard for your blood not to boil over on these types of stories, I gotta say, because it's so infuriating that this is happening. Alex, you're just a regular civilian who is now going out here and confronting these individuals and having them arrested. But our law enforcement agencies should be the ones doing this, but they've just chosen. I mean, the FBI literally is just not doing it anymore. I mean, they've literally said they might be taking up some cases, but they've literally pulled people off, like Steve Friend, who's now FBI whistleblower, off pedo cases, and they put him on J6 cases. And there's so many people who are dealing with that right now in the agency, and they're upset about it. But again, this should be handled by law enforcement. It shouldn't have to be people like yourself going out there and confronting them, but you're not afraid to do so. I want to play this other clip too that you posted. It's in regards to a suspected pedophile that you ran into who you confronted inside of his home with law enforcement right behind you. Let's take a look.
Oh, God.
Don't hurt yourself, dude.
Oh, God.
Fridge. I'm in the.
Oh,
Isaac.
oh, God.
Isaac, just don't even try and delete it, dude.
Oh, God.
Okay, Isaac, just stop finger your phone, dude. Just give it up, bro.
Oh, God.
Okay. Basically what's been happening, Isaac, you're not going to talk to a 13-year-old again, are you?
No.
It's your last time doing it? Okay, you're not going to trade child porn again, are you?
No.
Last time doing it?
Yes.
Okay. And some have sent some terrible like babies and stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, God.
And unfortunately, you've watched some prepubescent rape videos out of curiosity, right? But you're not going to do it again, right?
No.
Okay.
Oh, God. Oh.
And that.
So that's going to make my blood boil over. But ultimately, give us the background on this story, because I think it's interesting on how he's upset, he's emotional, but his background, I believe he's an attorney. Is that correct?
So no, he's not an attorney. He works for a law firm. He's like the office manager of the law firm. If he was an attorney, he'd be the dumbest person to take his own advice, because he just admitted to watching videos of youngest babies and toddlers trading it and talking to multiple kids. But yeah, his name's Isaac. He's in Indianapolis. Luckily for him, because Indianapolis, Marion County doesn't want to prosecute pedo cases. which I'm sure we'll get into soon about a certain one. But yeah, so he was messaging who he thought was a 13-year-old boy on Bluesky, and he's 47 years old or 48. And he also had a Discord account too, which is an app meant for kids to play games on. So, I mean, mind you, this guy is 48 with a Discord account. And yeah, just very openly following tons of pedo pages on Bluesky. Like, I looked at his following list, and it was just so many indicators that that's all he was into. So without him even getting too sexual with our 13-year-old decoy, he got sexual, but not like overtly. I still went to his home anyway because I just was very confident he was going to have child pornography. And lo and behold, I mean, he admitted to, stuff of babies, toddlers, all that stuff, and has been watching it for years. So he was a little bit on the zesty side, as they say. So he had quite the reaction to being caught. He was on the phone with the lawyer he worked for, and the lawyer just let me talk to him, which was hilarious. And
Probably because you just want to get rid of him.
right, yeah, I think it was a good excuse for him. And yeah, the cops came. Unfortunately, did not do anything, but at least Isaac's face is out there, and that's better than nothing.
That's the part that's so infuriating about this. Alex, I've seen a couple of your reports. I follow up with local PD when they don't make the arrest, and there's never really a good excuse as to why they don't do so. They would just say, oh, it's under investigation. They just hope that you kind of go away and you ignore it. But we're talking about people here who have done horrible things to children, who intend to do horrible things to children. So this should be a priority with them. I want to talk about a few that you had publicly with the South Carolina Attorney General, Alan Wilson, I believe. And you just recently actually got an update on this. So you've had a tough time in South Carolina when it comes to having these individuals, these suspected pedophiles, arrested. And it's not very friendly to people like yourself who are going out there and capturing them. What was the interaction with? Because I hear you have a DM that you've just received from the AG's office. What has that interaction been so far? And what's the background on it? Like, what's been going on?
So multiple times we've heard that in accordance with the Attorney General, Alan Wilson, PDs are not going to be taking our cases, not just ours, but any civilian that brings us stuff in South Carolina. They're not going to be taking any of these cases up. And it happened to my friend, Bikers Against Predators, yesterday. And I was like, all right, enough's enough. We have a pretty big following on Twitter now. And we just made a video basically calling him out for being a pro pedo defender. And, it's harsh words, but that's, I think, exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And he actually, props to him. He responded to my post and he said, hey, I'm open to a conversation. And he followed us back. He opened up his DMs to us, and I actually DM'd him. And I'm like, let's get an in-person meeting as soon as possible. And he's like, okay, I'm going to have my scheduler call you. And he gave kind of a summary of his reasons for not prosecuting, which I'm not fully buying. I mean, I understand where he's coming from, even though like he's bringing up a statute in the law that says that as long as they believe it to be a minor, they can be prosecuted. And then a law enforcement officer posing as a minor is not a defense, or is not something a defense attorney can bring up. But it doesn't say anything about civilians one way or the other. So that can still be prosecuted. I mean, a state like Mississippi has that same wording where they say it's not a defense to the crime if it's a law enforcement officer or an undercover operative posing as a minor. But we've had cases in Mississippi prosecuted and convicted based on that, a very similar statute to South Carolina. So I'm hoping we could get to meet him in person and go over what we've had in other states, the successes we've had in other states. And on top of that, too, we've caught multiple people with child pornography in South Carolina. So the state statute shouldn't matter when it comes to the chats, when it comes to child pornography. And they still refuse to prosecute those cases as well. So it's more than just a state statute. I think it's a little bit of egos and narcissism getting in the way of that. So we'll see, though. We'll see. Let's hope we meet him in person.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm so fed up, though, with the fact that our elected officials just don't take these things seriously. And that's just the reality. Our government doesn't do enough. I mean, we're talking about, according to Eric Adams, 500,000 missing migrant children in this country, and literally nobody even cares. I mean, they could be slavery right now, literally just cheap labor. They could be sex trafficked, and nobody in this country seems to care. And they all just look the other way on this. It's so egregious. But, Alex, thank you for all that you do, because I know you guys over at Predator Poacher, you guys are doing this literally just because you want to do it, just because you want to help out and get rid of these freaks. And I think this is the best way to do so. So, folks, I got to remind you, you got to subscribe to his channel on X, on Locals as well. That's how you support groups like this, and they can keep their work going. Alex, as always, I appreciate your time.
Thank you for yours, Brianna. We appreciate it.
So Gia is joining the show tonight. She actually just made her way over here because she wanted to tell you all about something she is loving these days. It's over at redemptionshield.com. calm. She's got dog mats, folks, and what it's meant to do is to fight back EMF radiation, so it's actually very soothing for her. She literally just made her way off my bed because I've got a massive, this one right here, this mat, and just to come over here to tell you all about it. Right now they have a 25% off sale going on right now, and use promo code BRE. That's promo code BRE. You're also going to lock in an extra 10%. I don't think I've ever seen prices this low, so you got to head on over right now. They have accessories, they have mats. So many things are on sale right now over at redemptionshield.com. You got to lock in those savings when you use promo code BRE. That's promo code BRE. These make great gifts. And also, why not just stock up on some things for yourself? Give yourself a gift. Head over to redemptionshield.com. Use promo code BRE.